Okay, so what we got here is ProZD, this voice actor, has gotten into some controversy because he decided to say something that didn't resonate well with a lot of people. So basically, you if you really want to know what he said, right? Right? And there it is. Right here. Stems from accusations of hypocrisy regarding race-based casting and voice acting. Right. In October 2023, ProZD publicly expressed frustration that his agent could not secure auditions for non-Asian characters, despite his desire to voice roles outside of his ethnic background. Right? This statement drew significant backlash because it contradicted his previously stated advocacy for authentic race-based casting, where voice actors should not only be cast in roles matching their ethnicity to promote diversity. This is what he said. Right. That's what he meant. Griggs pointed out the perceived inconsistencies, arguing that his desire to audition for non-Asian roles undermined his past calls for race-specific casting. Yeah. So now he got himself into some hot water, right? Everyone's making fun of him, right? Because it was never an issue until he said something about it, right? So yeah, everyone's getting Mr. Obvious. Yeah, seriously, fuck this guy. I've wanted to get into the VA industry, and because of him, I cannot play white characters. Literally, everyone says I sound white. It's okay, the character looks fat. That's his race more than Korean at this point. He's a hypocrite. Roles for thee, but not for me. Yeah, as you can see, he's getting... everyone's getting on his case. Right. And then let's check out his statement. Race grifter... Oh, I should you can easily look these up on X if you really want to. I don't think we need to... I don't think I really need to put it in the description. Race grifter, voice acting, gatekeeper, and ladder kicking locale. Jesus. Just fucking laying it in there. Holy fuck. AKA ProZD is tired of being made fun of on Twitter X, so he announced leaving the platform. Then he got butthurt and locked his account when people cheered that he was leaving. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I checked his account. Yeah, he locked it. Hey all, this will be my last tweet on this platform. I will no longer be using Twitter after this. If you look at the replies on my latest announcement tweet, you'll see a lot of comments like this. This has been going on for years now, and while the normal procedure has been to block and move on, I truly don't think Twitter is worth it anymore. In the past, I have expressed that I think diversity as casting is important. It's a complicated topic, but at the end of the day, I still stand by this. I think it's important for all voice actors to be given an equal opportunity. I think there have been positive changes on that front. A lot of bad faith arguers have tried to paint this as me saying things I've never said, but you did. You contradicted yourself. I've been reluctant to address this for years because I know a lot of these people will not listen to reason no matter what I say, and I have not wanted to add to this ongoing drama. Twitter especially is a cesspool for hatred. It's been awful for these past few years. Brother, Twitter is not the only place where people like go around and talk about public things that you fucking said. But I think it's important for people to know that this has been happening. This is the last time I'll comment on any of this. Goodbye, Twitter. You truly suck ass. There you have it. So he's butthurt that he said some statements and people are ragging on him still. There you have it. On to the next. What is this? Oh, it's Jimmy Kimmel. Is this where he cries?
Fragile little snowflake. What a blowhard. He's a blowhard and a snowflake. He's a blowflake is what he is. He should change the hats to say, "Make America Wine Again." It's more than half of this country voted for the criminal, still trying to figure out what happened.
Oh, what a
fragile little snowflake. What a blowhard. He's a blowhard and a snowflake. He's a blowflake is what he is. He should change the hats to say, "Make America Wine Again." It's more than half of this country voted for the criminal, still trying to figure out what happened. Fragile little snowflake. What a blowhard. He's a blowhard and a snowflake. He's a blowflake is what he is.
And there you have it. He was just some weak-minded individual, Jimmy Kimmel. No. Don't hurt your pussy. That's a good one. Alright, on to the next. What is this? 54 shot, 7 killed in Chicago weekend. Right, bloodbath after Pritzker claims Trump National Guard not needed. Yeah, and he was like making fun of Trump too about it. Bodies are piling up on the streets of Chicago over Labor Day weekend with 54 shot, including 7 killed, as President Trump and Illinois Governor Gov. Pritzker spar over sending the National Guard into the Windy City. At least 32 separate shootings occurred in Chicago between Friday evening and noon on Monday, according to a review of police incident reports by ABC News. Just hours after Trump posted a message on Truth Social on Saturday criticizing Pritzker's handling of crime in the city, at least 7 people were shot around 11:10 p.m. in Bronzeville. All of the people are expected to be okay. Alright, there you go. The pictures. Trump called the governor weak and pathetic for dismissing the need for National Guard presence in the Windy City in the social media post. The president further warned, "We're coming," suggesting some sort of federal action on crime in Chicago if Pritzker doesn't straighten it out fast. National Guard troops or any kind of troops on streets of an American city don't belong unless there is an insurrection. Unless there is truly an emergency, and there is not, Pritzker said of the situation in Chicago. He also vowed to sue the Trump admin if troops are indeed deployed. It's an invasion with U.S. troops if they in fact do that. What the fuck is he talking about? Pritzker argued, they'll be in court pretty quickly, he added. Mayor Brandon Johnson also ended his speech at a Workers Over Billionaires march on Monday with a rallying cry of "No troops in Chicago, invest in Chicago." Chicago had 573 murders in 2024 compared to 377 for New York City and 268 for Los Angeles. Chicago's murder rate has been about 22 killings per 100,000 people, compared with 7 for LA and less than 5 for NYC. They're still lower than some major cities, including Detroit 32, Washington, D.C. 27, and Atlanta 25. Trump deployed thousands of federal agents and National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. earlier this month as part of a sweeping crime crackdown. Since the president declared a crime emergency in the nation's capital, violent crime has fallen by 45%, and carjackings are down a stunning 87%. So what were they at originally? 300%? 100%? I'm sorry. When compared with the same period in 2024. D.C. Democratic Mayor Muriel Bowser said earlier this week. In June, Trump dispatched 4,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marine Service members to California amid violent anti-ICE riots in Los Angeles. Oh yeah, when they came, they cleaned it up pretty quick. No one fucked around. Right, no one fucked around after that. By July 1st, nearly all the National Guard members and Marines had been removed. The shootings include 17-year-old girl who was inside her home when a bullet blasted through her front door window and struck her arm, the outlet reported. A 25-year-old woman was shot twice in the abdomen and once in the left leg on Friday evening. She was taken to a local hospital where she pronounced deceased or died. A 23-year-old woman also wounded in the shooting, according to ABC7. A 31-year-old man was also shot after being caught in the crossfire of gunmen traded gunfire from opposing vehicles. And 2 people were wounded while driving down a street over the weekend, the authorities said. At about 11 p.m. on Saturday, a 32-year-old man and a 29-year-old man were standing outside when a dark SUV approached the pair, and an unknown gunman exited and fired a gun at them, House said. The 29-year-old was struck multiple times and later died in the hospital. And the 32-year-old was hit in his right side but has now stabilized, CBS reported. Meanwhile, at least 4 separate shootings have taken place since early Monday morning, leaving one 48-year-old man in critical condition, according to data from CBS News. Pritzker did signal that he is willing to accept some federal support. We would like Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives agents, so ATF, agents to take more guns off the streets. We would like FBI to coordinate with our local law enforcement to help catch perpetrators of crimes, the governor said. If they would do that, we would welcome that. But that's not what they're planning to do. What a fucking idiot. Dude, Pritzker is such a fucking pig. Literally. He's such a fucking pig. What a fucking hog. Anyways, Greta Thunberg. Gaza flotilla forced to turn back to port just hours after leaving. Greta Thunberg's aid flotilla was forced to turn back to port after hitting stormy weather just hours into its journey to Gaza. Organizers said Monday. The 22-year-old eco-warrior, you mean eco-terrorist? I'm sorry, was on one of 20 boats that set off for Gaza from Barcelona on Sunday on that what they called the largest solidarity mission in history, with Israel threatening to arrest her in harsh terrorist level conditions. But storms bringing 35-mile-per-hour winds soon forced Thunberg and her pals, who also included Game of Thrones actor Liam Cunningham, to turn back. Yeah, I don't know why he went there, too. I don't know why he was trying to go, actually. Anyways, we conducted a sea trial and then returned to port to allow the storm to pass. This meant delaying our departure to avoid risking complications with the smaller boats. The global Suman flotilla mission said in a statement, without giving a time for the rescheduled voyage. The Swedish climate activist set sail just months after she was detained. The Israeli Navy detained a previous flotilla heading to Gaza. Israel was again waiting to intercept the latest flotilla, this time with a plan to detain activists in harsh terrorist-level conditions in detention centers, Israeli newspaper Israel Hayom reported. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dismissed attempts to deliver food and humanitarian supplies to Gaza. as a propaganda stunt in support of Hamas. Israel also mocked the aid mission as being nothing more than a publicly seeking selfie yacht. Before her departure Sunday, Thunberg claimed her flotilla was part of a global uprising of people standing up to atrocities in Gaza. Others included the former mayor of Barcelona, Ada Colau, with Susan Sarandon, a high-profile supporter. The flotilla was set to be joined later this week by dozens more ships from other Mediterranean ports, including in Tunisia and Italy. Tunisia. I don't know. Sorry. Whatever. That country. That land. Anyways, on to the next. What we got here? Hacker uncovers missing Tesla autopilot data in deadly crash, triggering $243 million verdict to victims' families. A Miami jury has ordered Tesla to pay $243 million over a fatal 2019 autopilot crash in Florida after hackers sipping on a venti-sized hot chocolate at a local Starbucks uncovered key vehicle data that the company had claimed it could not find. The verdict, delivered last month in a federal court, held Tesla partially liable for the Key Largo wreck that killed 22-year-old Naibel Benavides Leon and left her boyfriend, Dillian Angulo, seriously injured. Jurors saw evidence showing that Tesla's own systems recorded a collision snapshot in the moments before the crash. Data the company insisted was missing until a hacker extracted it from the car's autopilot computer at a Starbucks, according to the Washington Post. Uh-oh. Looks like Elon got found out. Fatal crash involving Tesla. Yeah, so they were behind this car right here, and for whatever reason, the Tesla just crashed right into it. Tesla had argued the crash was caused entirely by driver George McGee, who admitted he was using autopilot while he looked down to grab a cell phone. Oh, yeah, that's his fault. Yeah. The company told jurors its manual makes clear that drivers must stay alert and that this crash had nothing to do with the Tesla's autopilot system. I mean, that's true. The dude was looking down like an idiot. But the jury sided in part with Anglo and the Benavides family, which accused Tesla of misleading them for years about what data were available. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, given that fucking they lied about it, I mean, yeah, they were gonna get tagged about that. See, if you wouldn't lie, right, if you would have just been forthcoming about it, right, this is the issue with people if you withhold information, right, within the court trial, and the juries pick up on that, right, and the jurors pick up on that, oh man, you're so fucked. Because they're gonna do that fucking, they're gonna weigh the fucking balance, right? They're gonna weigh the balance. Look what happened. Right, Tesla could have gotten away with it, but no, they lied about the data. The hacker, known as online as Green the Only, recovered the deleted snapshot last fall. He found the files within minutes and confirmed it had been transmitted to Tesla servers immediately after the wreck. The reconstructed data showed that the Tesla's cameras spotted a vehicle roughly 170 feet away and a pedestrian about 116 feet out, as the car plotted a path through the couple's parked truck. Yeah, for some reason, even though there was like a bunch of signs right there too. Tesla's trial attorney Joel Smith admitted the company had been clumsy, but denied misconduct. We didn't think we had it, and we found it, and We didn't think we had it, and we found out we did. This is an amazingly helpful piece of information, he said. Plaintiff's lawyer countered that Tesla not only failed to warn the driver that the road was ending, but also deceived investigators about data it had before the cops even arrived. See, they're still getting tagged because they should have released that information. The Miami verdict, basically, they made the lawsuit and court case longer than it needed to be, essentially. The Miami verdict marked a rare courtroom defeat for Tesla's driver assist technology. The company has won other autopilot cases and quietly settled several more, but lawyers say this one cracked open Tesla's secretive crash data system in a way that resonated with jurors. Well, yeah, because you fucking started off with not telling the truth, and then then they found out. The message from the jury is that you did something wrong. Change what you're doing, Attorney Don Slavic, who has multiple autopilot cases pending, told the Washington Post. Already, the ruling is reverberating beyond Florida. A Texas shareholder lawsuit cites the Miami verdict to allege Tesla defrauded investors over its autonomy claims. In California, another fatal crash case tied to autopilot is set for trial this fall, with plaintiffs' attorneys vowing to seek a verdict north of $1 billion. Holy shit. Tesla has asked the judge to throw out the Miami verdict or order a new trial, arguing that the data dispute was irrelevant. The company vows to appeal if necessary, keeping alive the legal battle over who bears responsibility when experimental software collides with distracted driving. For Angelo and the Benavides family, the judgment was less about money than exposing Tesla's handling of the case. We have this relief that the world knows, but it doesn't change anything for us, said Naibel's sister, Naima. My sister is not here, and nothing will bring her back. Theodore J. Boutros Jr., Tesla's lead attorney in the case, provided a statement to the Post, which read, "This is an important case because unfounded and unconstitutional verdicts like this one against Tesla pose real dangers to safety, innovation, and technological advancement, creating perverse incentives for manufacturers by discouraging new safety enhancements." Boutros told the Post that the Supreme Court has repeatedly warned about the due process dangers of arbitrary and grossly excessive punitive damage awards. The verdict is a true outlier given the facts and law, and we look forward to setting things right, Boutros told the Post. So there you have it. Elon Musk is fighting a bunch of autopilot technology issues still. What's that? Bill requiring building owners to test for Legionella stalled in NYC council despite deadly Harlem outbreak. A proposed New York City law that would require large building owners to regularly test for the presence of Legionella bacteria in their water systems. Unclean water, not just in cooling towers, has been stalled in the city council for nearly 2 years, while a recent Harlem outbreak has killed 7, the Post has learned. The legislation, sponsored by Bronx Councilwomen Perena and Sanchez, would require owners of large buildings that have multiple units or house people 65 and older to develop a water management and treatment system for Legionella or Legionnaire's disease, the most recent outbreak in Harlem, which sickened 114 people and killed 7, is a wake-up call for New York. We need to do better to help protect the health of our citizens, especially the most vulnerable populations like the elderly and immunocompromised individuals, said April McCliver, Executive Director of Plumbing Foundation. But the bill, Intro 434, has been sitting in the Health Committee since January 2024 without a hearing called or a vote taken. At a minimum, building water systems or water devices shall be inspected and tested at least as frequently as every 6 months. Each inspection shall include an evaluation of the general condition of the components of the building water system or water device. The next of the bill, supported by at least 23 council members, states, building owners must hire a qualified third-party water sampler to collect and test the water. The contractor would send water samples to a lab to test for the presence of Legionella bacteria. If the sample is positive for the deadly bacteria, the building owner is required to take prompt corrective actions and notify tenants and visitors immediately. The health department can also investigate any building without prior notice to enforce the Legionella prevention provisions. Under the bill, building owners face penalties of at least $500 for the first violation, $1,000 for the second, and a violation of $5,000 for the second violation, and $5,000 for each subsequent violation. Sorry. The law would take effect 180 days after it becomes the law. Sanchez's office declined a request for comment on why her bill hasn't moved. It was traced to the cooling towers, right? NYC Health and Hospital Harlem. During a press briefing last Friday, First Deputy Mayor Randy Maestro said the Harlem outbreak showed the need for regulations even more stringent than New York's current aggressive rules, which call for tests in cooling towers every 90 days. We've learned that acquiring parties to test on a 30-day cycle could be a very positive advance in the future, he said. But McIver said the city's laws do not address domestic potable water systems. I think they mean portable water systems, despite scientific evidence that such systems are a major source of Legionella. She proposed amendments to strengthen the bill, which include more extensive instructions on water testing and monitoring that will be presented when there's a hearing on the measure. There you have it. Rosie O'Donnell. What is this bitch doing now? What do we got? Rosie O'Donnell apologizes for trans Minneapolis Catholic school shooter at MAGA supporter. I messed up. Oh yeah, because she labeled the person as. Yeah, you need to just stop categorizing as either they're right wing or left wing. These people are just fucking wackos. Okay, they're murderers. Right? These people need to get fucking hung. Well, I mean, this person killed themselves. So there you have it. Rosie O'Donnell is eating her words after she falsely claimed that the transgender Minneapolis Catholic school shooter was a MAGA supporter in a hate-fueled social media rant last week. Yeah, that's because people are fucking emotional fucking wrecks, and they need to get hung. The former talk show host and fierce President Trump critic who resides in Ireland after fleeing the U.S. over the commander-in-chief's second term, in office dangerously suggested that shooter Robin Westman, who killed 2 children and injured 18 parishioners, was a Republican MAGA person, white supremacist, and a TikTok rant. Man, throwing out all the fucking labels, eh? Jesus. After realizing that her conspiracy-laden tirade on social media was factually incorrect, O'Donnell, 63, took to social media to issue a groveling apology. I know a lot of you were very upset about the video I made before I went away for a few days, he said in a TikTok video shared Sunday. You are right, and I did not do my due diligence before I made that emotional statement. I said things about the shooter that were incorrect, O'Donnell continued. I assumed, like most shooters, they followed a standard MO and had standard feelings of, you know, NRA-loving kind of gun people. Shut the fuck up. I hate Rosie O'Donnell. The truth is, I messed up when you, and when you mess up, you fess up. I'm sorry, this is my apology video, and I hope it's enough. No, Donald. No, Rosie O'Donnell. You will never be able to have sympathy ever again. You will wallow in your shit forever. Fuck O'Donnell. She's a dumb bitch. Claims were immediately proved false after it emerged that the 23-year-old shooter, in fact, had scribbled "Kill Donald Trump" on one of its gun magazines. Still, it didn't stop A League of Their Own star from that's a A League of Their Own. That's a good one. Started, where was, doubling down. Saw about the Minnesota shooting, and it brought me right back to Columbine in 1999, when I just could not get it through my head that students in America were shooting each other in schools. You falsely asserted in TikTok. Goodness, yeah. Nice one. This was a church inside a Catholic school. And what do you know? This was a white guy. Republican, MAGA person. What do you know? White supremacist. The NRA is a terrorist organization. I mean, you can say the DNC is as well. I'm sorry. And they have been for many years, she said, before blasting America for valuing guns over kids. What do you fucking mean? See, this is what what an emotional fucking wreck this person is. This is why I can't take this person seriously. When is enough enough, America? Haven't you had enough of Donald Trump? Well, he's the president now. What the fuck are you talking about? His terms are not gonna... Or you cannot get him impeached. He's only been president for what? It's been 7 months. 8 months. What the fuck? The Heritage Foundation, other bullshit. He's their puppet. But guess what? It's coming to an end. Despite her claims, Westman was a self-identified transgender woman who had a nihilistic viewpoint and an obsession with past mass shooters. Correct. They just wanted to kill people, basically. Basically, all these people have the same MO, right? They all want to fucking kill people. So they fucking go after soft targets. The shooter also left behind a final video message and handwritten manifesto pages declaring he had been plotting for so long and sneering, "Fuck them kids. Fuck those kids," sorry. As well as statements of despair over gender identity. Oh, he was into the identity games, yeah. Well, for see, it's always the same shit that keeps getting brought up, right? Right, this should be an indicator to people. Maybe you should stop fucking pushing this shit. Anyways, law enforcement, fact checkers, and national media have all found no links to the Republican Party, the MAGA movement, or white supremacist organizations. Look, if these people really do feel like they're in a fucking man or woman's body, and they're 18 and they want to fucking transition, let them get that fucking weird gender affirming care, right? They're of age. They're fucking putting themselves under the knife because they want to, because they're adults. Now, if you're gonna fucking do it to kids, nah, you get hung, dude. You get the fucking the wood chipper, you know. You're going feet first into that shit. Anyways, law enforcement, fact checkers, and national media have all found no links to the Republican Party, the MAGA movement, or white supremacist organizations. If you hear, there's more info on the school shooting. Elsewhere in her rant last week, O'Donnell weighed in on the since silence discourse surrounding Trump's health and mortality. Oh, because, yeah, he was looking a little sickly. Whether physically, emotionally, spiritually, or all of them wrapped up into one, he's not doing well. I wouldn't say. I mean, there has been some days where it looks like he's been, tired and not getting a lot of sleep. That's been probably because he's been fucking on phone calls and doing work. But yeah, other than that, I mean, he probably gets he takes his weekends off, right? He went golfing on the weekend. He's not doing well. He wants to get into heaven. I find that comical, she said. O'Donnell has been living in the Dublin suburb of Health in Ireland. Ugh, gross. With her 12-year-old child since January, having originally moved there following Trump's election win over Kamala Harris. Good riddance. In March, O'Donnell revealed she and her child, who is a non-binary and autistic, were in the process of obtaining Irish citizenship following their transatlantic move. I'm sorry, Rosie O'Donnell raised a... Well, I mean, the person's already autistic, so they already have mental issues. But Rosie O'Donnell is raising an interesting child, yes. Fuck is she doing? Oh yeah. Anyways, that's Rosie O'Donnell for you. Doing some weird, crazy shit. Anyways, there you have it. That's all the articles we have for right now. See ya. What do want to be? Anyways, all the sources, all the sources will be right in the right link. So if you want to take a look, go take a look. Yes. Have a good one.